Hey y'all, hey. So let's talk about it. I know it's been a minute. I'm back. We're talking about your fingers today. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and let's get going. So we're talking about the fingers. Remember, we're talking about how um, your emotions and physical ailments can have a relationship with one another. But specifically, what can you do to help with some of the emotional feelings that you may have that may manifest into physical feelings? So we're talking about the fingers. So if you are somebody who has trouble with your fingers, whether it's your right hand or your left hand, if you have any troubles with them, you may be a person that has the inability, or you don't really like to touch anything. You hold on to different feelings and different emotions, and it's very difficult for you to let go. You have a hard time, or you struggle with giving away things, and you also struggle with receiving. And you also have a poor connection to your chakras. If you're somebody who doesn't really understand the principles of chakra, I would recommend that you just do a little research so that you can understand, and maybe you could associate what's going on, and you can possibly unlock that chakra. So let's talk about it. On your right hand, so for your thumb, if you have issues with your thumb, any parts of it, your nail, your bones, your skin, any parts of that part, that's your finger. So you have you lack creativity power. You have low sexual energy. You have a very light drive to do a lot of different things. You have a loss of feelings. You may be somebody that is feeling like listless or lack of vitality. You feel like you don't have the willpower to just be inspired or motivated to do different things. You also could have poor circulation, and you also have, like, you just worry a lot. So if it's your index finger, so your first finger's your index finger, this is a person that always feels like they're being controlled by someone. They are somebody who is likely to reject you, or complains about always being rejected. They have a lot of dread or worry and feeling like things are going on. They have increased stomach pain, heartburn, and just difficulty digesting different things. If your middle finger of your right hand, if you're having issues with that, you may be somebody who has had a significant weight gain. You have the ability to mask how you truly, truly feel. You have the ability to hold resentment. You are someone who has an increase in tiredness. You are always feeling like you're drained. Sometimes it also feels like you're confused. Um, so this is that person, and if these are your things, just hold that on. So we're on to your ring finger of your right hand, even though it's my left. You are a person who struggles with giving and receiving, love specifically. So receiving love and giving love is very difficult to you. And for your pinky or little finger, you are a person who lacks trust. Um, you always feel like you're not good enough. You may feel like you're not strong enough. And you just may feel like you lack in being a very courageous person. So you just don't feel like you have the courage to, get the things done that you would like to get done. So now let's talk about this left hand. So your left hand and your thumb. If your thumb is bothering you, you have um, you lack being able to be self-assertive for yourself. Self-assertive. You're like, all of them really circulate around suppressing your energy, not asserting for yourself, not stepping in for yourself. You're a person that may have difficulty breathing, like sinusitis, cold-like symptoms, sore throats. You may be somebody who is very prone to that. May have a lot of emotional coldness, and also you may be somebody who just feels like you are detached. So if it is your index finger, so your left hand, your index finger, you may have issues with your large intestines. You have a lot of abdominal pain. You keep a lot of diarrhea, or you may flip over and you may be constipated. So if you're somebody with your middle finger of your left hand has an issue, you may be holding on to a painful experience. You are very judgmental. You sometimes can mask it with confusion, or you have a lot of confusion, or you don't have understanding. You put limits on yourself. You also may be a person that has circulation issues and some sexual issues as it relates to that. We're still on this left hand, and if it is your ring finger, you're a person that may have increased guilt. You may, have a lot of blame for yourself or others. You may have a lot of anger. You may sometimes feel like you're just out of balance. You may have high stress. Always feeling like you just ran down and beat up. You have a lot of unresolved, childhood things that have gone unresolved. You may have lower back pain. If it is your left hand pinky finger, little finger, you are somebody who has lost your faith and connection. You feel unsafe. Sometimes you feel very uncomfortable in your own skin. You have, your creativity is a little bogged down. Your feelings of feeling like you're not achieving is kind of on the down level. You may be somebody who struggles with different kinds of addictions. And I'm not just talking drug. It could be food. It could be sex. It could be anything that is an addiction. You may suffer from depression. You may have lower back pain, and you may have some skin problems. So let's think about what we could do to heal these. So we had a multitude of things that could happen with your hands depending on the fingers. It could be all of your fingers. It could be one of your fingers. It could be the bones in your fingers. So if you have these issues, sit down a minute and think about, do any of these things that I said relate to what's going on with you? And then these are some things that you can do to try to get these fingers in order, and then possibly whatever that issue is that you're having may go away that is a physical issue. Affirmations, of course, as you know, a lot of what you heard of the things that are going on with people who have issues with their fingers seem a lot more emotional and easier to reach than some of the things that I think that I've mentioned. So let's think about affirming ourselves. Let's think about if it's weight related, like those things that we can fix. How can we fix them? If my middle finger is hurting me and I know I've gained 20 pounds, my right hand middle finger is hurting me, I know I've gained 20 pounds. The first thing I would want to focus on is, how do I get this 20 pounds off of me? Because that may trigger me to not have this pain or this whatever issue that I'm having with my middle finger. So that's kind of how that works. So visualize whatever that negative thing is. How can you get away? How can you get it out of your system? What do you need help with? What can you work on your own? So make a plan for yourself. One thing you could do is whatever that finger is. So we're on our left hand. We're gonna hold that that finger that is having the ailment and so on and so forth. And we're just gonna affirm it. We're gonna ask that whatever that issue is, whether it's masking emotions, weight gain, or whatever, can we ask it to reveal itself so that I can heal it? So ask for those things to be gone away. Ask for energy to be pushed back into that finger so it can be pushed, so we can push out some of those negative energies that we have. Energy does not die. It just goes somewhere else, so you can move it wherever you like. The finger that you're having those problems with, you're gonna just always ask for healing. Always make sure that you're doing the best that you could do with what you could do. Start to get you a journal. Get those thoughts out that you can get out. Get your master plan for the things that you can change, and just try to abide by them. I'm big on affirmations. Affirm yourself. Ask for whatever that problem is to go away. Ask for whatever those emotions are to come up. Do this on a daily basis. If you think about if you've gained weight, or if you've had a childhood memory, how long you've had that memory for. So don't expect tomorrow is gone because I affirm myself and I journal. It's going to be a long process because it's things that you have held on to. So let's get to my favorite part. But first, if you are under the services of any healthcare providers, we're going to go over some herbs. So, of course, make sure you talk to your doctors about adding any herbs to your regimen, especially if you are currently taking any medications, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want a contraindication with whatever it is that you are taking. So whoever and all of your healthcare providers, not just your primary care, any other doctors that are servicing you specifically if they are ordering medications for you, let them know. Talk to your pharmacist, whoever fills your medications. See if they will sit down with you and reconcile what you're taking, because they are the people who you can say, I want to add this here herb to my regimen, and they can tell you, oh no, this will be contraindicated because it may do this to whatever you're taking. So that's what the pharmacist will do. If you are somebody who's looking to tap into a holistic way of caring for yourself, again, you may need both. You may need your regular doctor, you may need a holistic doctor, and they could collaborate together. However, many of the holistic doctors or services are not under your plans, so this may be an out-of-pocket expense for you. If for some reason you're tapping in and it's just too much and you can't handle it, I would also recommend for you to think about getting a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a licensed social worker, someone that you could talk to. Your psychiatrist will be the one that, yes, you talk to, but they will be the medication prescribers. A social worker or a psychologist will help you to give you the tools that you need in order to work through whatever issues that you may be having. So let's get to my favorite part, the herbs. So if you're having problems with your hands, let's think about adding some turmeric. Turmeric is going to help with joint pain relief. It also has anti-inflammatory properties. Then we're going to think about ginger. Ginger has some anti-inflammatory properties, as well as if you have any stomach issues that are related to your fingers, if you tie it back to those emotions, that may help as well. Baswale. I was going to call it the other name, but you'll probably find this. Or Indian frankincense. So this is it's going to have anti-inflammatory agents as well as joint support, or like if you have issues with your joints, it's very good to take. Ashwagandha is going to help to decrease any stress that you may be having, as well as anti-inflammatory properties. Devil's Claw is going to help with any arthritic pains that you may have in your hands, joint pains, and anytime you get rid of pain, 9 times out of 10 you get rid of inflammation, so it probably has some anti-inflammation properties in there as well. White willow, or Selects alba, is what is used for aspirin. So it is going to help with any pain that you may be having, and it also is going to have anti-inflammatory properties. Stinging nettles, it just overall helps to support your bones. Cayenne pepper, it is going to be used as a pain blocker. So you can, if you have some cayenne pepper oil, you can rub it topically. You can mix it with a carrier oil. You can rub it on the area that has some pain topically. You can start to consume it slowly. Make sure that you mix it in some water, because of course it's going to be a little spicy, but it could be something, if okay, that you can, get from your doctor. You can start to take on your own. Then we have cat claw. Cat claw has anti-inflammatory properties, as well as a overall natural immune booster. And licorice root is it helps to protect the joints. And that's one thing we got to start thinking about as we get older, is protecting those joints. So this is a good add-on for that. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, and it also helps to just overall lower your cortisol, which helps to decrease inflammation as well. So I hope those help. If you got any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, put them in the DM or whatever, what have you. Share this to somebody who's having issues with their fingers, and I'll see y'all real soon.